Aloha and welcome to ICS 314 Software Engineering Number 1. I'm Cam Moore. am one of the instructors for this class, and this is just an introduction to what you will be learning and some of the goals for this course. So the goals of this course is to learn how to efficiently build high quality and reasonably large software systems. And when we're talking reasonably large, we're saying, tens, hundreds, thousands lines of code. We're going to start small and grow it larger. The software engineering practices that we're going to learn allow you to do this. Also, we're looking at open source projects and using tool support to help quality attributes. We're not really going to focus on large software engineering systems that have, let's say, 1,000,000 lines of code or something like that, or even large teams working on it. We're going to focus on reasonably small teams with a reasonable sized software systems, and you'll be developing a reasonably sized software system by the end of the course. Another major goal, and very important goal, in fact, probably one of the more important goals of this course, is for you to develop a professional persona. So you're going to develop a portfolio that allows you to show your writing skills, your projects. You're going to join some social things like the Hawaii Slack community and LinkedIn that allow you to present your professional way that helps you hopefully get a interest by some future employers, and will create a positive image of yourself so that when future employers come and look at your portfolio, they'll say, wow, I really want to hire this person. I want to give them a great job and pay them well, and they're a skilled person. We're also going to learn how to learn. This is one of the more important goals of this class. We're going to use something called an athletic educational pedagogy, where you're going to have a skill. Each module is basically a skill, and we'll talk about it down the road. But we're going to learn how to learn that skill quickly. And one of the things that we're going to be doing in this class is we're going to produce a final project that is going to be a web application that helps the UH community. So here's some example screenshots of some of the final projects from previous semesters. This first one is find your nook. So you're going to find locations where you can study and work together, or have meetings, or just be working. Another one is like finding the food on campus. Where do you find the different food trucks, what's available, when it's available, those kinds of things. Here's another one where you can have a review of the food on the campus. Then we have another one where how do we find or know about the different clubs at UH Manoa. There's hundreds of clubs, and how would you find out about them? This is one of them that they came up with. And lastly, or the last one I'm going to show, is a web application that allows employers and students to be able to find each other. So it's like, oh, I'm interested in software engineering. What employers are interested in hiring software engineers or journalists or all these things? You set up a bunch of skills. The employers have a set of skills they want. We'll match you up. You can browse the companies that want you, and the companies can browse the students. So these are just some examples of some previous projects that we did. And so what are the course prerequisites? First of all, you need some programming background, 1 year, maybe 1,000 lines of code of programming. I don't care what language you are in, because we're going to be learning TypeScript. If you know Java, C++, C#, Python, Lisp, all those will be helpful. ICS 211 or equivalent is a prerequisite for this course. That just is a requirement to say you've taken some programming classes. You need to have a development environment. I'll talk more about the actual requirements, but you need a laptop that uses a real operating system. Unix, Macintosh, Linux, Windows 11 are okay. You need a fast network connection because during our class you'll be connected to the web. And the ICS labs machines are not available for this class. We're going to be teaching it, or you'll be in a class that has no lab machines. And then the biggest requirement or prerequisite is you have to have lots of time. Software engineering, software development takes lots of hours. We generally expect you to spend about 10 to 20 hours outside of class to put in time. So what you're doing is you put in the time, and that determines what you get out of it. So the more you practice, the more time you put into software development, the better you'll get. Now, this is true that not everybody has the time, energy, or interest to become skilled at software engineering, and that's fine. This course will help you determine whether you want to be a software engineer or not. The laptop, because you need a laptop, we'll be doing the majority of our coding in class on your laptop. So we want a good processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM because of the tools. We're going to be open shells. We're going to be using VS Code. We're going to be using Google or Chrome. So we need a lot of RAM. You don't want the speed of your laptop to slow you down. If it takes 2-3 minutes to start up this stuff, that's just going to kill you. So we want a recent version of Linux, Mac OS, or Windows. We want to have a fairly large screen because pixels are valuable in these things. We're building web pages or web applications. And so getting a good machine is going to be an important thing. Now, I know financially this may be rough, but this is an investment in your future. Since this class involves a large amount of coding, you do not have to have a, if you don't have a developer level laptop, you won't take advantage of these experiences. So notebooks and are not developer level, they're too small, they're underpowered, and they don't have enough screen. So get yourself a good developer laptop. They're not that expensive, and it's a good investment of your dollars. The grading for this course is roughly 30% the quizzes, the in-class quizzes called workouts of the day, about 30% for the final project and final exam, and 40% for your writing, your technical writing, and your programming assignments. There's going to be a lot of programming or practice exercises, and so that's about 40% of your grade. So the weights and the assignments may change over time, but I do guarantee that if you get 90% or above, you'll get an A. You get 80% and above, 80 to 89, you'll get a B. 70 to 79, you're guaranteed a C. Now, I do reserve the right to lower these percentages, but I will never raise these percentages. We use a pedagogy called athletic. So we are learning skills, software engineering skills. So each module focuses on a skill, and the goal of the athletic pedagogy is that you become fluent with the skill. Fluency means that you can solve a problem quickly and correctly using that skill. So in order to assess your fluency, we are going to give you an exercise with a time limit. So every second period of the week, so if you're doing Monday, Wednesday, it will be on Wednesday. If you're doing Tuesday, Thursday, it's on Thursdays. You will have a workout of the day, which is a timed problem that you need to solve. And if you exceed the time, you get no points for it. If you make it by the time, you get, and it's correct solution, you get 100%. The other part of it is you should have practiced the skill so that you, when you get to the WOD, don't think you can just, I'll just Google or I'll do Chat GPT to get the solution. That will not be a good way of trying to solve the problem. So please practice these skills before you do the WAD. An important part of being a software engineer or as a professional, you want to be able to write well. Software engineering is an writing intensive discipline. Now, this course is not writing intensive according to the universities, unfortunately, but we're going to help you gain proficiency in writing, so you're going to write essays on technical topics that will provide practice for writing prose for the public. You're not writing your essays for me, you're writing your essays for the public and maybe potential employers. As a part of this, we're going to be developing, as I said earlier, a professional persona. So you're going to develop your professional persona via your technical essays, being able to say, look, I can communicate well. I have a professional portfolio. Here's some of the projects I've worked on. Here's examples of my open source code that I authored. Here's my I'm a member of LinkedIn and all these other social networking sites. So you're creating a professional persona that allows your future employers to see who you are professionally, so that you will have better job opportunities. And keeping your professional persona up to date is a career-long project. So each time you do something, add it to your portfolio, and excuse me, it will help you achieve your goals or your employment goals. This class, software engineering is a collaborative effort. So collaboration is talking with your teammates, figuring out things, discussing your solutions, helping teammates fix errors, all this stuff, using open source code. But the big thing about collaboration is if you do this, you give credit where credit is due. So if you worked with a teammate and they helped you with your code, in your code, you could just put a comment saying, I worked with Cam and helped me with my code. Or I found this algorithm at this website. I'm using this algorithm. Cheating, on the other hand, is copying something or taking something without giving credit for where you found it. You're trying to pass off someone else's work as your own. The other thing of cheating is giving or receiving help during WADs, or even telling future sections, because we have a Monday, Wednesday sections, we have Tuesday, Thursday sections, telling the students in the future section what the WAD was like. That is cheating. And that destroys the learning environment. And we're trying very hard to create a wholesome learning environment where you're going to learn these software engineering skills. If you're not sure whether it's collaboration or cheating, come talk to us. We'll figure out what it is. Unfortunately, if there is cheating, I have to take harsh consequences. That we have to report it to the dean. So there's things to do. Just don't do it. It doesn't happen very often. So please, collaboration is the way to go. Give credit for your help. And the last thing I want to say is hopefully this course will help you become a good software engineer or start to learn the software engineering skills so that you can help stay local and help Hawaii and make Hawaii a better place to live. Most of us want to stay in Hawaii, and I'm hoping that this course will help you gain the skills that will allow you to find a very good job here in Hawaii to help solve the problems that we are going to face in Hawaii going forward. Good luck. Have a lot of fun.